The Deputy President has indeed arrived at Kasarani Stadium right now.
On the 30th of June 2022, the Kenya Kwanza presidential candidate William Ruto arrived at the Kasarani Arena to launch his plan on how he would transform the economy of the country. He outlined a list of things that he felt needed to be addressed and solved once he took power. 3 months after launching his manifesto, he was sworn in as the 5th president of the Republic after he narrowly defeated his competitor.
Of the people of Kenya.
So help me God.
So help me God.
2 years down the line, mambo mingi imehappen.
The contribution you make in the housing fund is not a tax.
Each and every one of us must pay their taxes.
Kuitwa Zakayo si jambo. Bora tulipe ushuru, Zakayo ni jina, hakuna problem.
Unaweza kuteka nyara hii Kenya miaka hii yote. Unafanya maandamano hapa unapatiwa. Unafanya maandamano pale unapatiwa.
Waoga hawa. Waoga hawa.
Sisi wa baba.
In the fake fertilizer scandal, the committee will commence its probe Friday and is expected to submit its findings within 10 days.
In this year's budget, we have provided an extra 4 billion shillings to
Reject finance bill!
Reject finance bill!
President Ruto now heeded
in the corridors of justice this evening has suspended the planned leasing of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Indian firm Adani for 30 years.
Hawa watu makanga na hawa vinyozi na wale wabeba ili hawa wote waweze kukopa deni ya serikali bila interest. Sijui kama tunaelewana.
Okay, wacha turudi nyuma to 2022. So it was a general election here in Kenya. Na the contest for the presidency ilikuwa between these two people, Ruto na Raila. Unlike the other elections zenye Kenya imekuwa nazo, hii election ili revolve around real issues that affect the ordinary mwananchi. That is things like the high cost of living, jobs for the unemployed, people not being able to access capital kwa sababu ya kuwa blacklisted by CRB, the overall debt of the country, no matters concerning governance and the justice system. Real issues that needed to be solved urgently. So Ruto ends up winning with a small margin of 200,000 votes. During campaign yake, alikuja na these promises as outlined during the reveal of his manifesto. Number 1 is housing. The KK government promised to make every Kenyan citizen with an income a house owner. Mainly he required to target the people living in informal settlements. Number 2 ni healthcare. Wali promise to replace NHIF, yenye wali deem kuwa biased to the low income earners, and come up with a new insurance fund that will include everyone and provide better benefits. Another thing under healthcare ni to ensure that there is transparency and accountability in the procurement of drugs and medical equipment by KEMSA, so as to stop the stealing. Number 3 ni uchumi. Hapa ina cut across all sectors of the economy, whether it be agriculture, manufacturing, MSMEs, service providers, creative economy, etc. The KK government promised to provide incentives for Kenyan businesses to thrive, which included easy access to capital and create a friendly tax environment. Also promised to ease the debt burden of the country by cutting down on borrowing and promote a savings culture in the country. The other one is education. Hapa ni kuhusu salary increments, the employment of teachers na mambo ya help. Last 3 ni governance. Ruto promised the people of Kenya with his own mouth to firmly deal with corruption in his government, and also to make sure that the state institutions are not used to settle political scores. That is to stop the abductions and the extrajudicial killings. Here he promised the independence of the judiciary and respect the rule of law. It is now in 2024, 2 years later, but What the government promised and what it is delivering is close to none. What we have as a country is a government led by people who are cunning. Corruption in government still persists, and it is growing. Take the case of the sale of fake fertilizer to farmers and the edible oil scam. The cost of living has become more expensive than it was 2 years ago. The government has increased on borrowing, much of which the money is budgeted for unnecessary expenditure and stealing. Then goes on to raise taxes so as to pay back debt and get more money from the IMF. Access to adequate capital in Kenya to start a business or expand one is challenging. No bank will give you a large amount of money without offering land as collateral. The plan to make every working Kenya a house owner through the housing plan has failed. This is due to the shift of priorities caused as a result of the high cost of living. Will a Kenyan save up money to buy up a house when he or she is unable to adequately feed his or her own children and pay school fees for them? And also the lack of trust towards the government known for its backhanded deals. Government has also defied court orders by refusing to stop the housing levy. Despite the job creation that the housing plan is creating, it is only temporary. Swali ni, where will all the workers go after the houses are done being constructed? When it comes to healthcare, the Social Health Insurance Fund under the Social Health Authority that will replace the NHIF does not outline the proper measures that will be put in place to ensure that the system is not abused like the NHIF. Where you had cases of some NHIF staff and some service providers collaborating to fake claims and faking surgeries so as they can receive payments for no work done when funds are disbursed. And also the lack of proper clarity of what the funds cover and what they do not cover. That includes the Social Health Insurance Fund, the Primary Health Care Fund, and the Emergency Chronic and Critical Illness Fund. When it comes to education, university lecturers are on strike demanding an increase of their salaries. The government is also struggling to raise funds meant for student scholarship due to the large number of the HELB loan defaulters. The government of Kenya is on a crisis. The level of distrust between the government and the public has grown. No one trusts what the government says anymore. The level of envy towards politicians allied to the Kenya Kwanza regime has grown, mainly because of when they tried to usurp the will of the people by trying to pass the 2024-2025 finance bill that meant to increase the already high cost of living, sparking a series of unprecedented protests across the country that resulted in the bill being brought down in the expense of people being abducted and the loss of human lives under the hands of the National Police Service. The 2024 finance bill protests brought a change to the political norms of the country. Ilionyesha watu kuwa gone are the days when politicians felt that they own the country and they can do whatever they want without any consequences. Right now we have the Adani circus going on, with the plans that the government wants to give a foreign company that is mad with unethical business ethics the leasing of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and control of the energy and health sector of the country. 2027 is 3 years away. Millennials and the Gen Zs cannot wait to wipe off the whole system clean at the ballot. Some leaders are fully aware that come 2027, they will no longer hold those positions. And the best thing that they can do is to steal as much as possible by transferring that route to offshore accounts. If Kenyans decide not to forget and choose well come 2027, every shilling that has ever been stolen by any government official, itarudishwa.
I concede